20 on 50 in statistics, 16 on 60 in chemistry, and 32 on 60 in bio. These were some of my grades from my mock exams, which I'm not too proud of. And getting these grades and getting these results made me realize that I had to put in more effort into academics. See, for the longest time, I had not prioritized my schoolwork. I had not put in any effort into it, and as a result of that, I was not very good at school. And this fed into its own loop, which made me think that I wasn't able to be a good student. I wasn't able to get decent grades, and I wasn't able to actually understand any of the course material. And that mindset is very dangerous because it makes you feel like you're not capable, and it decreases your confidence largely. And I wanted to change that. And that's what the 100% series helped me do. So I started this series because I wanted to get good grades in my 11th grade board exams, and looking at my mock exam grades, it did not look like that was going to happen. So I told myself that I am going to prioritize my academics for 3 whole months, 87 days, almost 3 whole months, and I did. This was day 10 of giving 100%. Welcome to day 20 of giving 100%. This is day 30 of giving 100%. Welcome to day 40 of giving 100%. What is up, everyone? Welcome to day 50 of giving 100%. This was day 60 of giving 100%. What is up, everyone? Welcome to day 70 of giving 100%. Welcome to day 80 of giving 100%. What did I do? Now, when I say prioritize my academics, what I did was I made sure that that was the main focus of my days. I put all my hobbies on the back burner, which was very hard for me to do, and I forced myself to be uncomfortable because prioritizing school was something that I'd never really done before, and it was an uncomfortable situation for me to be in. But I think I learned a lot from it. The main struggle that I faced was going from not putting any effort into my schoolwork at all to giving 100%. That switch was really, really difficult, and it took me a while to swallow that. But after a few weeks in, I was able to understand that this is what I had to do, and I was able to just go forward with it. Number 2, burnout. It's something that a friend of mine had told me about before I even started the series. And he said, hey man, if you put in so much effort into this one thing, you're bound to burn out. And honestly, I agreed with him. But I think that it was very, very important that I do burn out because I did not know what that felt like. And I think it's very important to know that because once you know what your maximum limit is, you can restructure how you approach your goals to make sure that you can actually achieve them in a sustainable way. And that's definitely something that I was able to do. Lastly, relapsing into old habits, things like doom scrolling, things like spending hours on YouTube, and just procrastination in general. These 87 days were not perfect. They were not perfect by any stretch of imagination. There were a few days where I was not able to do any work. And some of those days were because I was burnt out, but some of them were because I was just lazy and I was just procrastinating. But something that made me really happy was the fact that I felt guilty. You see, 3 or 4 months ago, if I had given myself a goal for the end of the day, and at the end of the day I realized that I had not met it, I would not care. I would just tell myself, oh well, I was busy today, I'll do it tomorrow. But during the 100% series, since I was prioritizing my academics, if I did not achieve a goal that I set out to do, I would feel guilty. I would feel bad. And I think that's great because it means that I cared. I cared about the goal that I set and I cared about the work that I had to put in. And that itself was a huge change for me, which I'm very, very happy about. Enough of the struggles. I want to talk about the things that I've learned and the benefits that this series has given me. Number 1, I can actually do it. And I know that now. Now, I haven't gotten my grades, right? I haven't gotten my grades yet, and I don't know whether I've gotten straight A's. I might have gotten B's, but I know that I can put in effort. Regardless of the outcome, I know that I can put in effort. I can work hard towards my goals, and that's enough. That's all I needed to know. Because once I realized that I'm someone who can actually put in this effort, it really increased my confidence. Another thing is that repetition builds confidence. If you do something enough number of times, enough amount of times. if you do something again and again and again and again, you will eventually become more confident in that one skill. Simply because you know what can go wrong, you've made all the mistakes, and you're prepared for what it can throw at you. Another thing is that mistakes are amazing. Mistakes are great, actually, because mistakes tell you where your weaknesses are, and they tell you what could go wrong. Mistakes will help you grow, and they will help you learn. If you don't make mistakes, you cannot learn. The series kept me accountable. What this means is, since I was recording a video about what I did every single day, I actually worked harder than I would have if I didn't. If I did not record the 100% series and upload it every single day, I would not have worked as hard, and I can say that without a shred of uncertainty. I was also able to do some crazy things. For example, one of the days I studied for 10 whole hours. 10 hours of studying in one day. 10 hours. From someone who couldn't even sit for 30 minutes in front of a textbook to someone who studied for 10 whole hours in a day, that is insane, and I'm very, very proud of myself for that. Finally, it taught me about sacrifice. Putting my hobbies on the back burner and focusing purely on my academics for these 3 months was something that was very beneficial. Because it was very, very daunting for me to think about that before I started the series, but now that I'm done with it, I'm very happy that I did it, and I'm happy that I put myself through that experience, because I now know that I can do it. And I now know that in certain periods of time, you do have to sacrifice. Maybe in the lead up to a volleyball tournament, I should focus more on my training, but in the lead up to my exams, it switches. And that's totally all right. It's totally fine to prioritize, because that's how you can actually get ahead. Now, I started off the series by saying that I wanted to go from a subpar student to one that gets straight A's. But the problem with that was, after a while, I started attaching myself to the goal of getting straight A's. And I was less worried about whether I was actually putting in the work. And I made that switch. I stopped saying that, and I told myself that the goal is to give 100%. It's not to get straight, it's to give 100%. And that also really did help me. So here are some of my grade predictions for the AS levels. Mathematics A, Bio A, Physics A. Chemistry, unfortunately, I think I'm going to get a B. Maybe even a C if I'm really unlucky. Chemistry did not go great, but I can confidently say that maths, bio, and chem are subjects that I was really able to pull up, and I'm very, very proud of that. The plan for next year is not to leave it like this till the end. I want to use what I've been able to learn and start preparing properly from the beginning. Hopefully this will make it much less stressful and keep me more organized. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.